One blast off. Hi, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dawg. One of my favorite shows today. This is my good friend Chris Hill from Overtake Digital. But before we get into that, I've got to do a little housekeeping and a little adjustment and share it with some of my other pages. I'll be right back. I'll entertain you while I'm going. Okay, here we go. Johnny's in the basement mixing up medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. Man in a trench coat. Oh, here we go. Sticking out his hand, said he wants to get paid off. Look out, kids, something you did. God knows when, but I'm doing it again. I better jump down a manhole. Okay, we are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, we're going to talk about a real interesting subject today. This is my friend, Overtake Digital, Chris Hill. Hello, Chris.
James, how are you, sir?
Best day of my entire life. Excited.
Amen. Every day.
Okay, so first of all, you are going to be one of the featured speakers at the upcoming Internet Battle Plan Atlanta. We signed up for like 15 people today. The signups are coming in. The dealers are lining up. It's going to be a great event.
It always is, Jim.
What are you speaking about? What are you going to talk about?
Well, the last two times I spoke, I was really about educating and kind of teaching people about digital marketing, how it works, and how to implement it. Now I just want to get down to the nitty gritty. I want them to understand exactly how leads are produced by digital marketing firms, how they can do it in-house, how some of it needs to be done by a professional. Obviously, it needs to be embraced by, a certified Google, a partner, premier partner, stuff like that. But how to produce leads every single day. When I say every single day, I mean every single day. So we talk about cars.com, Auto Trader, and so on. You might get a couple leads a month, right? For a massive investment. I'm talking about producing leads every single day. And
I'll tell you what, cars.com, somebody better send the Carpathia over there to rescue the survivors.
I know it, right?
That ship's going down.
It certainly has. The reason that is, and I mean, obviously I'm preaching to the choir, but the reason that is people are getting better. Dealerships in the first place were using these third-party providers to produce leads simply because the dealership wasn't good at producing these leads themselves. So they had great product, they had great process in a perfect world, but they weren't good at producing opportunities with their product. So what we did is we paid these third-party providers an absorbent amount of money to advertise our cars for us.
Well, they used to be kind of more reasonable than they are today. They've gotten insane lately. And I didn't mean to say cars.com's going down. They might not go under. That's just my opinion based on the fact that I have an intelligence level higher than a snail. But still in all, cars.com, I'm not a big fan. So you got to take the bias here. But they can't give the thing. They've been trying to sell it forever. Nobody's buying it. I mean, when you can't even sell your digital company, what the heck? But the truth of the matter is, lead providers were very effective at one time.
Absolutely.
That paradigm has shifted again. And that's what we're here to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Hill might not blow his own horn, but I'll tell you, he's one of the best SEO, search engine optimization, Google partners, search engine marketing, Overtake Digital, advertising agency, modern age. He's going to talk from a position of expertise on how this whole paradigm has shifted away from the lead providers. That is a rapidly sinking ship, not just cars.com, but all of them. Results are diminishing. Prices are going up. Car Gurus seems to be producing pretty good business still, but for the most part, the traders and the cars.com and a handful of others not getting the results you once got. And not only that, but the prices, these people have lost their friggin' minds. Chris, take it.
Thank you very much, Jim. I appreciate that greatly. Yeah. again, going back to saying that these third-party producers or providers were experts at, or so-called experts at producing opportunities for these dealers. And as these dealers get better and better at producing their own advertising, getting better at digital, getting better at marketing their vehicles, they don't need to be utilizing these third-party providers to produce leads. So as they get better, the traffic gets weaned out back into the dealer, and you get less production out of these third-party providers. Not only that, the algorithm was updated just recently through organics, where even Car Gurus has been taking a hit.
Really?
Yeah. And I think that you'll see that, and you'll really start to see that or hear that on the street over the next 60 to 90 days, that Car Gurus, their algorithmic advantage that they had for a while has started to fade. And it's because the algorithm is changing. So they're not organically taking number one anymore. So the way that these dealers are producing leads and the way that we're producing leads for dealers every single day is utilizing their own inventory and syndicating that inventory across places that people are shopping. I mean, I was buying a targeted by Facebook every single day to look at more and more inventory of vehicles that they had. I'm sorry, golf carts that they had. Well, this exact same thing is happening every single day when people are looking for new and used cars. Hyper targeting these people with the product that they're interested with at the time produces leads. And when I talk about leads, I'm talking about chats, I'm talking about email, I'm talking about text, I'm talking about phone calls, I'm talking about walk-ins to the dealership. This type of syndication of your inventory and that mass market exposure is what is actually producing these leads for these dealers every single day. So when we go in there and we syndicate that inventory to where people are searching, we're able to produce these type of results. And any dealer can do it. It's not like some sort of proprietary technology. It's about putting the vehicles where the shoppers are. All right. So utilizing the newest technology when it comes to paid search, click to call, click to text, click to chat, even measuring that traffic as it comes down into the dealership. When I speak at your event, I ask people to raise their hand if they can listen to the pay-per-click calls that are produced by their provider every day. And how many raise their hands? Maybe one, maybe two. Most of the time, zero. This type of technology has been around for a very long time. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to measure. And that was the great divide when it came to traditional, right? So traditional was very hard to measure unless they walked into the dealership with a mailer or referenced what was on the news or in the newspaper. Or what was in the commercials or in the newspaper. You weren't able to really quantify anything. And when digital came along, attribution became, hey, we can actually find out exactly where this traffic's coming from, what it's producing, and so on. And now we're just starting to catch up to that paradigm shift where we're getting an opportunity to attribute exactly where the traffic's coming from, exactly where the leads are coming from, and take that down to something measurable and an ROI. And
let's take a step back a second, because attribution is one of the buzzwords that you hear all over the industry right now. And I want to clarify something. Attribution is a very real science. Attribution, we know exactly the customer's path through the buying process. We know where they visited, where they doubled back. We know everything about it. But there are some really bogus, absolutely fake, fraudulent companies out there disguised as research companies. They give away little glass trophies and shit. But there are some real bogus companies out there disguised as research companies, disguised as attribution companies that some bogus lead providers use to back up their statistics with bogus statistics provided by bogus companies. So never trust statistics about a vendor supplied by the vendor or a company the vendor hired. Okay, take it, Chris.
Amen. No, I think you're 100% correct. I couldn't agree with you more. Having direct access to who is sending the lead in, what is actually being produced for every cent. At this point with a paid search click, I can give you the first and last name of the clicker. I can give you the phone number that they called from. I can give you the words that they typed in to find your ad. I can give you the ad that they clicked from. All this attribution is there. We call what you were just referring to as feel-good reports. All right, so it's the up arrows. It's these green up arrows that you get from certain providers out there. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. But when you're not selling more cars, what does the up arrow really mean? Like at the end of the day, what really makes a difference is selling those cars and making gross, in a modest amount of gross, something that these dealers can live off of. Keep the lights on and provide a good experience or a good employment for their employees. So, being able to have full access to your Google AdWords, being able to attribute what leads coming from where, whether it be Letgo, whether it be Craigslist, whether it be eBay, Facebook, paid search, organic, that attribution is so important. Again, attribution is a fancy way of saying, where did this come from? And what did it produce for me? The attribution leads to the ROI. The ROI comes down to the decision you make as a dealer, whether this was a good investment or a bad investment. So if we don't give you that type of information, then you just have to go off of a feeling like traditional. All right. I'm trying to walk all over traditional, but that feeling's not enough. You need the data to measure, then you can inspect what you expect out of your business.
Only two things working right now. That's social media, pay-per-click, be it AdWords or be it social media, specifically Facebook, and direct mail still works in selected markets. Direct mail still works with certain demographics. Newspaper is only effective if you're training a puppy.
Thank you.
I mean,
I was hoping you weren't going to go the wrong direction with that.
I mean, only, but I see these lead providers trying to convince dealers that they're relevant and they don't want to take responsibility for sales anymore. We're an advertising source. Yeah. Never mind. But anyway, we're an advertising source. They don't even want to take responsibility for sales or clicks. Clicks don't sell cars. I'm sorry, clicks do not sell cars. Website conversion sells cars. Phone skills sell cars. I mean, appointment setting sells cars. And Alec Baldwin disputed Jack Lemmon in the movie Glengarry Glen Ross. There are such a thing as crappy leads.
Oh, certainly.
I mean, the leads, you got to understand, leads go anywhere from 3% to 18% possibility of closing. And the lead providers know that. And you can buy a bunch of crappy leads from lead brokers like Detroit Trading Company and resell them to dealers knowing full well there's 3% possibility of closing. The people.
Let me touch on that if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Just to elaborate, leads are produced when the ad is targeted to the direct audience that's involved with that conversion. So if I just target a broad market of in-car buyers, all right, say from anywhere from a $30,000, like a below poverty line, all the way up to a $200,000, $500,000 income level. And I say I can get anybody done, and I put out a BMW ad, I could get you hundreds of leads. All right.
Yeah.
You're not targeting the people that you can get done. So the way that this all works, and I'm sure that you've seen it. You ever gone to one of those websites and the website says, log in with your Facebook page, log in with your Google Plus page?
Oh, yeah.
That's called data sharing relationships. Okay. So what happens is I log into Edmunds.com. All right. And I say, I'm going to log in using my Facebook page. Okay. Right. So what happens is Facebook gives all the relevant information that Edmunds.com wants about that user. First name, last name, telephone number, everything that's on my profile, my likes, my dislikes, everything that's there, Edmunds gets. Now, what does Facebook get in return? Facebook gets every single thing that you looked at from Edmunds. So what happens is all these data signals are there for us to tap into, but you need to be hyper targeting those ads directly to the users that can afford that car.
I never thought about that. When you log in with your Facebook page, you are giving them all your personally identifiable information.
Absolutely. And the trade back is Edmunds is going to tell Facebook everything that user looked at. So now Facebook can more effectively target an ad to you based upon what you've looked at. So that's why if you're looking at a cruise and you logged in with your Facebook page, or you're targeted or cookied from a company that actually already has information on you and they're sharing it, now Facebook can go, okay, this user's in the market for a cruise, so retarget them with these advertisers that are selling cruises. Okay, so same difference when it comes to automotive, or sports equipment for your kids, or an Amazon, this or that. They tap into these data markets. So when it comes down to a good or bad lead, if I have 15 to 20 to 40 sub $10,000 cars, and I work with a lot of secondary banks, I can target those exact cars to the users that make that type of money, that can afford that type of car, and the subset of an audience that is going to take that type of vehicle and convert for you. So when you say good or bad leads, it's not typically they're all bad leads. It's because these leads weren't targeted, or this ad wasn't targeted to the right people. And what you did is you got this whole slew of people on something that 90% of them can't get done. And that gets you back to that 4 to 18% that you were talking about.
It even gets down to people that registered at a county fair for a raffle to win a Lincoln, becomes a Lincoln lead at 3% possibility of ever closing it. And they actually count that as a lead. And here they're brokering, they're reselling. You ever see a dealership that got the same customer lead 3 different times from 3 different vendors?
Certainly. And they pay it.
And they pay it, and the vendors buy it on the open market. Google up Detroit Trading Company, and you'll see the lead broker. I mean, the mega lead broker, Detroit Trading Company, selling leads back and forth, lead accumulation companies. You syndicate your inventory. But what you forget when you syndicate it, all these little pirate websites are reselling that information.
Yep, 100%. So that is the fairgrounds, or the baseball, the baseball game, or this is the shotgun approach. It is shooting that buckshot 100 yards away and hoping a couple pellets hit. All right. The way that I'm talking about it being done is hyper targeting, that sniper approach, something that's going to allow you to say, my customer's 100 yards down site. All right, I'm trying to just hit him, and not all these other people that not either can afford my car, aren't interested in my product. I'm looking for my advertising dollars, the limited shots that I have to get to that consumer. All right, I need the most cost effective and conversion effective way of getting to them. All right. And that's that hyper targeted sniper approach, by producing these audiences, by tapping into the data signals, the data sharing relationships we just talked about with Edmunds and Facebook. Once you tap into these type of data sharing relationships, then you can target, I got a BMW 7 Series or a 5 Series or X7 ad. I need to only focus on people that are currently in the market for a large or a mid-size luxury SUV that have let's say a high school or some college completed classes that make X amount of money a year. Those are the people that you want to target because they can afford it. They're in your market. They're currently looking. Now I don't have to waste by saturation. All right. I can hyper target, and I can turn up my frequency on the buyers in your market rather than, and that's the old radio terms, right? Saturation and frequency. How often are they going to hear it, and how many people are going to hear it? I'm the exact opposite. All right. I only want the people that can afford it, that want it, that are around me right now. And I only want to spend the money directly on them. I don't want to saturate to everybody else in the market and hope to God that they're interested in my car.
I just put on the sidebar, I just put ghostery.com. Now, are you familiar with Ghostery?
I am not.
Oh, Ghostery. Now this goes away from lead providing. It goes to website.
Okay.
Ghostery, GHOST, like woo, ghost. You know,
Right.
Ghostery. Ghostery is an app you can put on your browser, and any website you visit, it will tell you what cookies are being exported off of that website and where they're going. Like, you want to find out where your web provider is exporting your data. Ghostery tells you everywhere that web provider, every pixel that's on there, every you'd be amazed.
All the tracking cookies.
What's that?
All the tracking
cookies. I found out that some leading website providers are actually exporting customer data off of dealers' websites to Amazon.com.
Well, get this. Let's say I sign up with the Alpha Dawg digital marketing lead provider. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we do business for a year. You have all your tracking cookies on there. The program is fully built to produce opportunities for me from your company. Now you've signed up thousands of dealers all over the country, and I leave. Now, I'm not saying you would do this, but this is happening every day in the industry. Now I leave and we cancel. Okay. So your tracking company your tracking information doesn't just click off and go away from your website. All right. Mm-hmm. The way that they know you're in the market is by looking at what all these other dealers' information, the cookies that they have on the site. All right. And they utilize that to retarget. So if you go away and the tracking information is still there, that program is still utilizing the data that they're collecting from you. And now they're producing leads, or you're producing leads for your competitor, a dealer down the street.
Chris.
That same information.
We audited a dealer in Chicago, a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram dealer. We audited, and we found 76 vendors extracting data from their website, including traveling roadshow event sales that did business with them 3 years ago. We're still pulling data out of their DMS website.
Doesn't surprise me one bit.
It's amazing. Of 76 people pulling data out of this Chrysler dealer's website.
And you think they're just not doing anything with it? They're clearly using it. They're clearly using it. You know, there is a company out there, I'm not going to say its name, but there is a company out there that a lot of people utilize right now, and they actually pay per user visit. Okay. And I'm sure you could narrow this down. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if there's somebody in the Midwest for a Ford F-150, and I know that they're on the alphadawgford.com, all right, and the alphadawgford.com doesn't pay me anymore, wouldn't I take that same tracked user and give it to Chris Hill Ford down the street and make them happy by giving them an in-market buyer?
Well, let's go to cars.com. Let's go back to Trader. Let's go back to some of the big mainstream lead providers. They don't sell you a VDP, vehicle description page, right?
Mm-mm.
They talk about VDPs, but they don't ever put a customer on a VDP.
Right.
They put the customer on a picture of a VDP.
Yep.
It's on their website. It's not, they don't put the customer on the dealer's website. This is where dealers they fall slap ass asleep.
Right.
No. And there's 4 or 5 other dealers, similar cars on the same picture that they charged you for.
Yep.
I mean, you're paying these people to serve up competitors' cars on your unit.
Right next to yours. Yep.
Right next to yours. And plus, they got road loans and some other bogus or semi-bogus, or they're not bogus. I just, my opinion, they're bogus. Other lenders stealing your F&I. And they're so proud of themselves that they're going to automate F&I and steal your profits. What are dealers thinking?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Not only that, let's say that user actually gets through the SRP, which you're talking about, the search result page on cars.com, and says, you know what, I am interested in this car. Let me click to that dealer's website. That vehicle is not going to click over to the vehicle description page on your website. It's going to drop you on your homepage, which you're going to have to start the entire process of going back and finding that vehicle again. So for me, yes, I think that the traffic on an SRP and a VDP on the dealer's website is how, if I was being judged by the traffic that I brought, I don't think that you would be very impressed if I brought 10,000 people to your homepage. I think that you would be impressed by me bringing 10,000 people to your VDP and SRP pages on your website and how that traffic converted. That shows good user experience, meaning that they're going to spend a lot of time on site. They're going to look at a lot of pages. They're finally going to convert. That's the exact same way that how Google judges the response of one of their organic results. All right. So again, dealers are starting to get better. Dealers are always wondering right now why they're not doing as good as they did. I'm talking about good digital dealers, okay? As good as they did 3 or 4 years ago, okay? It's not because you're not spending enough money. It's not because you're doing something horrible in the store or something's really fallen off, or God forbid it's the advertiser. It's because everybody's gotten better at digital. As we evolve as an industry and people get better at digital and they understand that SEO is a good investment, social media marketing is a good investment, pay-per-click's a good investment if done correctly, all right, you're no longer the only fisherman in that pond, Jim. All right, now you have a bunch of other fishermen. Now they might not be as good as you, but they are catching fish. And guess what? As those fish, aka shoppers, start to thin out amongst the herd, all right, you got to find better ponds. All right, you got to find better verticals, cheaper verticals to pull more fish out of. All right, and that's the thing is pay-per-click is oversaturated. All right, SEO is never going to get oversaturated. It's always the cream rises to the top. Social media marketing starting to get oversaturated. All right, now Waze, YouTube pre-roll. All right, Google Customer Match. These are opportunities that are not oversaturated in the market, that are cheap right now. And I remember talking at your I want to say three years ago, I was talking about on stage at Internet Battle Plan down in, I think it was in Orlando or Tampa at the time, Tampa. I said, I want everybody to remember what it costs for a conversion today for social media. Because if I was standing up on this stage 10 years ago and I tried to tell you how good of an investment right now pay-per-click is with Google, all right, you could get a click for 10 to 15, maybe even 30 cents. Now I see clicks in major metros going for as much as $7 to $12 to $20 to $25 a click.
$25 a click.
Oh, certainly. At the end of the month, at a prime time with a saturated market. Oh, absolutely. So is that where you want? Is that the best avenue to spend your money? Is that the best ROI? All right. Or are there very cheap other opportunities out there where people are looking and buyers are, aka YouTube pre-roll, Waze, which they're using every single day to navigate around? There's a lot more opportunity for you to invest a lot smarter. All right. Or you can wait right now, wait another 5 years, wait another 3 years, and see how expensive YouTube pre-roll is. See how expensive Waze is. See how expensive Google Customer Match and beyond is. Okay. I'll say it again when we get back together 3-4 years from now, Jim. And I know we're together, obviously a lot more than that. But I'll bring it back up and I'll be like, Jim, you know what? You remember 3 years ago when I brought this up?
Remember when I said that? Yes, we did.
It's not to tell you I told you so. It's to remind everybody that this point has been made numerous times. All right. These verticals come up. You can't wait as a dealer to attach an ROI to it and decide if it's ready or right for you. It's the innovators, the people that picked up digital early.
You've got to be at the beginning of any trend, like the surfer on the beginning of the wave. I mean, excuse me. You've got to be out there on the crest of the wave. You've got to be in the beginning, like V-Auto. I've only had a conversation with Dale Pollock at V-Auto one time.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time I said, V-Auto worked really well when very few dealers were using it. And it drove gross per unit down, but you got a lot more turns, you got a lot more velocity. But then everybody started using it.
Yep.
And when everybody had it, the velocity sort of slowed down, but the low grosses remained.
Yeah.
And one thing about saturation, we're only going to sell so many cars. The internet has never, ever created the sale of one additional unit that wouldn't have been sold had there ever never been an internet. It only redistributes who gets the deals.
Right. Right.
That's the
I
thing.
say that all the time to dealers. I say, organic traffic is not going to produce buyers for you. It is going to produce a larger subset of, it's not going to produce, it is going to produce buyers. It's not going to produce demand. It is going to get you a larger piece of the demand that exists. Okay. So you're not going to put out an organic page and all of a sudden everybody's going to go, you know what? I want to buy a car today because this is a great page that you've built on your website. No, it's not going to do that. It's going to get you a larger chunk of the pie that already exists. All right. So investing in that type of deal is always important, because if sales go down, all right, you can always take a bigger chunk of what sales are out there. All right. It's earning it. You can't control the market, but you can
kill or be killed.
Of it.
Kill or be killed, eat or be eaten, grow or die. You cannot stay where you are. And whether they hire Overtake Digital or any of the other Google certified agencies that are available, hire some professional to assist you in taking that business away from a competitor.
Absolutely.
I would hope, for this broadcast's sake, they hire Overtake Digital.
Sure.
But hire a professional. You've got a great IT man or woman in your dealership. You got a great IT person. We're many gendered today. You got a great IT person in your dealership, but they haven't got time to do their other job description and also do the work of a first-class agency.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling people,
I was in doing the BDC. BDC, internet marketing, CRM. Heck, if it was plugged into the internet, they would come and say, "Hey, my Wi-Fi is out. The printer's not working." And I'm like, "Look, just because I'm the only one here that understands it doesn't mean that I can handle it all." Okay, so I go into these stores, these 350, 450, 150 car stores, and I see the BDC guy, and I'm sitting there, I'm feeling for him. He goes,
"It could have been a BDC gal.
I can't even focus on SEO and digital marketing because I'm struggling to keep my BDC and CRM and the sales floor using the CRM. I have to do all this type of stuff." So certainly we like to train at Overtake for them to take on more in-house, okay, which is great. But in all actuality, you can't do it. You can't do it all. I mean, to get an SEO, a pay-per-click, and a social media professional in a multi-point group, it's going to be extremely expensive, and forget about it at a single point store. All right. So you're going to need the help. I mean, you have to have it. All right. It doesn't mean that you can't do your own SEO in house, but you certainly need partners out there to help you get into new verticals, to help you execute, on social and hyper target. All right. So we're going to go over all this stuff at your event. We're going to move away from training every single person on how SEO, pay-per-click, and social media works, which is what I always try to get done in under an hour at your event. I'm always getting
No, you're not going to be able to teach them how to do it.
I think that if we give them something that they can go, okay, I know exactly how to produce social media leads, or I know exactly how to inspect what I expect out of my vendors and how they're producing leads for me. I want to know why my social media traffic or my social media leads are so bad. Now, at the end of this event, they'll understand exactly how hyper-targeting works, where this information is coming from. Once they know where this information is coming from, they'll be able to hyper-target the ads directly to the people that can buy them, and your return on investment will skyrocket. It's all about becoming better and understanding more about your business.
I tell dealers every day.
Sales not have any idea how finance worked. right?
Yeah.
So you want to make money on all aspects, you got to understand all aspects. And your digital showroom now is your new showroom of old. All right. So
Now, I know you are a race car driver. I know you just got a brand new Supra. I mean,
I did.
Have you modified it?
A little Toyota racing helmet. I don't think it fit.
Oh.
but yeah, I got one of the first Supras in the country. I can't wait to build.
Want a little head,
right?
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how to fix a car. I mean, I have no desire. I know you're a race car driver and a race car guy, and I know you've got that thing up to 1,000 horsepower already, but still, I don't know how to do all that. I don't know how to turn a wrench. Certainly. But I can drive a car. And I tell dealers every day, I'm a senior citizen sitting here operating massive technology that somebody else built and maintains for me. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to build or maintain any of these screens or any of this stuff in front of me, but I know how to operate it. I know how to drive it. I know how to drive a car. I don't know how to fix a car. The reason I tell dealers to come to my conference, to come to Internet Battle Plan, is to know what to expect from your vendors, to know what to expect from your employees, to know what performance you expect the internet to do for you, to know what the applications will do for you. You don't need to know how to do them or program or do any of that. All you need to know is what it's expected to do and how to expect the results. That's what you need. And people don't get that. I can't fix a car, but I can drive one.
Certainly.
I can't do the internet, but I can drive it. That's the whole deal that we're trying to get across to the dealers.
Right.
When I say hire an agency and hire a Google, and I have dealers tell me all the time, well, Jim, I know it's a crappy agency, but I get co-op. Well, excuse me, there is a lot of crap that is co-op today. And just because it's co-op, why are you paying? Well, Jim, I got my crap for half price. It's still crap, but it's half price crap.
Jim, what was the GM co-op product that just folded? I know you know this. That was everybody was forced to use.
Yeah.
CDK. That was the end all. You were forced to use it for SFE. You had to have that $2,000 digital ad package. You had to have their website. You had to spend money with them. And guess where they are now? They still have that deal. It's not done yet, but guess what? They're folding. All right. So this great solution provided by the OEM literally fell apart in front of your face. I
tell General Motors dealers, do you think General Motors knows a damn thing about digital marketing? Shop, click, and drive. How's that shit working for you?
When you get through page 28 and you've got yourself a new credit card and you told them exactly what you're going to pay for the car, and then they want to sell it to you online and eventually put our dealers out of business. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Not with that because it was so poorly executed. But I got a dealer here in Chicago by the name of Buick GMC Cadillac. They were a mid-tier Cadillac store. They were on CDK. The owner had never spent $1 on digital marketing that was not fully turnkey co-opable. All right. We went in there. We pitched. He asked if we were turnkey co-opable. We said no. All right. Now we are co-opable with some, don't get me wrong, but with GM, they're very specific.
Not all co-op vendors are crappy vendors.
Sure.
But there are some really crappy vendors that are co-opted and pushed by the manufacturers.
Right. So this was the first time they ever did business with an agency that wasn't fully turnkey co-opable. They were this year's Cadillac Dealer of the Year in Chicago. All right.
Wonderful.
Number 1 or number 2 the entire time they were with us.
And I'm about to say something here. In my opinion, did you hear me say in my opinion?
Yes, sir.
I might be wrong, but in my opinion, Shift Digital is criminal.
It is the reason they're in business is because the OEM doesn't understand how to digitally market with their dealers.
Exactly.
They're like, you guys sound like you know what you're doing.
Digital. I'm sorry.
And figure that out for all our dealers.
Oh, golly. Sometimes,
Right.
sometimes. Listen, Guy, you're going to be speaking at Digital Dealer. You're going to be speaking at Internet Battle Plan, true?
Yeah, yes, I am. I've this month we're going to be a digital dealer,
Mm-hmm.
and next month we're going to be out with you guys in Georgia, which I haven't been to forever. I can't wait. The venue sounds amazing. Vegas for digital dealer. When you've been out to Vegas as many times as us, for me, it's kind of it's kind of Vegas again.
Yeah, I haven't had
I
I
mean, it
haven't
should
gone
be.
to Vegas in years. I got tired of Vegas, and when I did Internet Battle Plan in Vegas, I always did Old Town Vegas. I did the Golden Nugget on Fremont Street. I never did the Strip. I did the MGM for years, and I got away from the MGM and started doing the Strip. But anyway, Internet Battle Plan is coming to Marriott Marquis in downtown Atlanta, September 9th and 10th. 20 expert speakers. Chris is one of them. 20 top experts. I don't have any bad speakers in this event. And we're going to deliver content. We're going to deliver usable, doable, assimilatable stuff you can take it back to the dealership and actually do, and stuff that'll profit you and benefit from you. Now, I don't mind my speakers selling from the stage. We're in sales. Quit it. We don't sell from the stage. Yeah, yes, we do, but we're not going to give you a 100% sales pitch. We're going to give you information you can take back and improve your dealership. That's what it's all about.
James, not only that, you have access to all your speakers for the most part, the entire event. So it's not like we're packing up and leaving. There's the lunch, there's the breakfast, there's the
Cocktail reception
after the first day. We're all there to speak with you. So it's not like, oh, I got what I got out of them for 45, 55 minutes and they're gone. You have access to us the entire time. I would tell you that dealers get ignited in what people like Frank and Frank Lopes, who's just, is commenting there, myself, the guys over at Dealer Teamwork, they get ignited in what the philosophy and what the plan is, but then they come and talk to us at the booth. They come and talk to us at dinner. They come and talk to us at the reception. And that's where they get to get the questions and answers that they want out. All right. And I think that's more important than anything, is obviously being taught something, but then going, I can listen to you all day, Jim, but at some point I want you to be quiet and go, Jim, answer my question, because I trust what you're saying at this point, and I want to know what you would do in this situation. That's where these dealers really get something beyond just learning and the plan to execute, but they get to, God, if I could go to Sergey Brin from Google and ask him questions on exactly why they're doing something, that empowers me as a person so much, because I get to ask the exact question, not just to hear what he has to say, but ask him a question that he's in control of. That's the same difference. Now, I'm not saying we're Sergey Brin from Google. I'm saying that the professionals in their respected verticals are going to be on hand, available to you almost the entire event. All right. And I think that's extremely valuable, other than just listening to them speak. I think that they're sitting there. These are people that have gone through the exact same thing that you have gone through. Dealership employees that have kind of moved on to this vertical on this side of the world, because they saw an opportunity to help and make this industry better. So for me, I think that's a huge takeaway for your event.
One thing we do is, unlike most other conferences, we don't have breakouts. Every speaker, every attendee hears every speaker, because it's all in one big room. We don't have you ever had to go to a conference where you had 10 different speakers speaking at the same time?
Yep.
And you made a bad choice and you got in with a crappy speaker when the good speaker was in the other room, and you don't want to get out and embarrass yourself walking out on them. Or there were two great speakers speaking at the same time and you had to choose between one or the other.
Right.
We're not going to have that because we have one large ballroom. Everybody is in that room, and you hear every speaker that's going to speak. You get all the content. That's the difference in Battle Plan and many other events. The cocktail reception, we got Dano Blenkowski, the party animal. Now, don't call him a DJ. Dano Blenkowski, the celebrationist, he calls himself.
Sure.
But anyway, he's going to be spinning records. Spinning records? Did I say that?
You did. You did.
I was a DJ for too many years. He doesn't spin records. He does some electronic shit. I don't know.
Now, Jim, it's the turntables. There you go.
Oh, I was a DJ in the 60s and 70s. I still haven't got that out of me yet. But
I bet your hands are on fire with the vinyl. You're just pulling out those records one after another, popping them on there.
I've got photographs of me playing Paul Revere and the Raiders records when they were current hits.
I don't even know who that is, so it must have been a while ago.
It was a while ago. I mean, Paul McCartney tells a story, but his daughter brought a guy home she was dating, and his daughter introduced him to Paul McCartney, and the guy said, "Sir, didn't you used to be in a band?"
See, exactly. Paul McCartney, geez.
Did you used to be in a band? Quit it. Yeah, so I did play the Beatles when they were current hits to show you how far back I was a DJ. But yeah, Dano Blenkowski, the party animal, will be doing some electronic things to play music, and he does a lot of really cool stuff otherwise. Cocktail reception, open bar. And Miss Debbie does a great job with the food. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have. Probably too good.
Miss Debbie does a great event. She's our meeting planner, my wife, and it is all good. I put the link on the side, www.internetbattleplan.com. Dealers, general managers, no charge. And some of the vendors have, and I think you're one of them, have bought some extra tickets.
Yes, we have.
Do you have some free tickets to give away?
I do. They can write me at chris@overtakedigital.com. They can write my chief sales officer, Christian, at overtakedigital.com. We will get them hooked up. I'll have Christian put that in the live comments link. We might even give away
right now.
Down there.
I'm putting it up there right now. Let's see. Is that right? Chris at overtakedigital.com?
Yes, sir, it is.
Fantastic. Yeah, and that's for dealer employees only. You're not giving those to other vendors. No. We want to give those to dealer employees, but how many do you have?
A dealer employee? Oh, how many tickets do I have?
Yeah.
I want to say I got like 10 or 15, maybe even 12 now because we've given away already a couple. So they can always reach out and if we need to get more, we'll get more.
That's most generous of you. And by the way, the vendors bought these tickets. And give him a call. Chris at Christian Salazar's on the sidebar. Is Christian going to be speaking at Battle Plan?
I believe he is. Yeah, he's going to be talking on website conversion. Obviously he was integral in Dealer Fire's growth. The evolution of that company, and obviously was integral in its success, and even down to the point when they sold to Dealer Socket. So yeah,
I don't know if Christian remembers, but he sent me a caricature of myself one time, an artwork character of myself. I don't know if he remembers that or not. Do you remember that, Christian? This was a long time ago. Hey, Frank Lopes is on the side. I got to teach Lopes how to spell Ziegler, but he's posting on the sidebar there. AJ Hardy. We got some pretty good viewers out there. We've had more viewers on this broadcast. It's been a pretty hot broadcast, Chris.
Certainly. Well, I think it's just a taste of things to come, because I think that your event is going to be one of those that you'll get a lot of very engaged people that'll learn a lot. And I think that we were able to hold these type of viewers and the interaction, because I think that these are very key topics. I mean, the information on cars.com came out today about their market value and how they're doing. And I think that's one of the main reasons, we touched on it was it's all relevant. This isn't old information. This is the newest stuff. I tell people all the time that want to learn digital marketing, you don't need to know the history of SEO because it's irrelevant. Relevancy is everything. So why learn what was working with SEO 10 years ago? You need to know what's going on today. How to sell cars 10 years ago is irrelevant. How to sell cars today is what's relevant. And I think with the speaker lineup that you have and the format you have, that you'll get that information out of what's relevant today to move cars. And what's working in the market. And I think that's why your event and why this chat and everything else is such a success, is because you're at the very heartbeat of what's going on right now.
We got like 50 viewers on this, but I'm going to tell you right now, thousands of people will watch the replays.
Absolutely.
And I'm asking people, please share this broadcast on your own Facebook page, share it around the internet. Let's get this message out there. The message today, Bobby R. Lewis just came on. He said, "What's the topic?" Bobby, sorry you missed a great broadcast. We're down in the final minutes, but I got to tell you, we really blew it up today. We talked about lead providers, their decreasing effectiveness, the reason you need to get more tuned into SEO, SEM, generating your own business. You need to hire a Google certified agency, which Chris Hill happens to be one of, Google partner. You need to pay more attention to generating your own business and stop relying on people that are stealing your customers, discounting your product and renting them back to you.
Jim, and that's not only in automotive. That is in every vertical. I don't care if you sell
hotel.
You sell T-shirts. It is all the same difference. If you become better at advertising your own product, you don't have to rely on spending your hard-earned gross on paying somebody else to do it for you. All right. The availability is out there. There's a smart version of pay-per-click even out there that if you have the time and the effort, you can go out and even do pay-per-click yourself. It's out there. I don't care what vertical it's in. I know we're talking mostly about car dealers, but it's every vertical. So I would tell you that what we covered today can be spread across every different type of opportunity out there. Again, from selling pizzas to law services to oil changes, it's all relevant.
Every bit of it's relevant. And the internet conferences, there's a lot of internet conferences out there. And once again, there's a great disparity in the quality of the conferences. I think I have the best quality boutique conference out there. I still endorse Digital Dealer, and I have always endorsed Digital Dealer. But there are some other conferences out there that I call a boutique conference. Like my conferences generally come in at 200 dealer attendees, or slightly under even. But still in all, there's a lot of conferences in my genre that really are not worth attending. And I'm not going to name them, although I'm not shy about that sort of thing. I just don't want to start a street war on the internet. But right. still in all, there are some really crappy conferences out there. Ask people that have been to them. Check it out. We've got a good reputation. This is Internet Battle Plan 26.
That's crazy.
Mike Roscoe, who used to be the proprietor of Digital Dealer.
Yes, sir. I remember.
And I was the keynote speaker at the second Digital Dealer in Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace, back when 400 people were coming. And I spoke at, I forget how many digital dealers. Like I wrote for his magazine for 14 years. And Mike got on to me one time when I started up Internet Battle Plan, and he said, I can't believe you're competing with Digital Dealer. I said, well, I'm not really competing with you. I said, but I've been doing conferences for 30 years. You got into my business. I'm not publishing a magazine.
Right.
That was a conversation we had at the time. And Mike and I get along very well, but there was that little friction at that point. So anyway, internetbattleplan.com. Dealers are free. General managers are free. Call me personally if you have any issues or anything you want to talk about, 770-851-2803. This is Chris Hill from Overtake Digital. Now, how do they get in touch with you, big guy?
Well, you know what? Just like a good dealership or a good business, I'm on every medium. So they can contact me by email, by phone, by Facebook chat, all right, by Instagram, anything that you want. I'm on every medium. I am here to meet you on the medium that you're comfortable in talking with me at. If you'd like to email me, my information has been given out. It's chris@overtakedigital.com. You can call my cell phone. It's listed on not only my business, but my personal Facebook page. You can call my office at 630-454-4333. Any way that you would like to communicate with us, I want you to control the conversation. I want you to decide what you guys want to potentially work with us or talk with us about. Feel free to reach out to us. We're always here. We are one of the only fully human-driven solutions in the market, meaning that we don't run off software. We run off professionals at your fingertips. So we're always humans and professionals are always available at your fingertips at Overtake.
Okay, big guy. We've been on a full hour. It just seems like it just started, right?
It certainly did. I feel like we could keep going, but I mean, we got to save a little bit for the show, right?
I have the best time with these broadcasts because it's all about relationships. You know, you talk about you're on every medium. I Googled me up recently and had some other people Google me up. I come up 4.5 million times on Google.
I don't doubt
that. That really is me.
Yeah.
There is one African-American gospel singer whose name is James A. Ziegler. I'm not him. But other than him, I'm all of them,
Right.
So anyway, folks, internetbattleplan.com, overtakedigital.com, Chris Hill, Jim Ziegler signing off. Take care.
Thank you so much.